Hello everyone, welcome to ECA Numerical channel. So here I will teach all the electronics and communication engineering subjects that covers the GATE syllabus and various other PSU exams and also engineering services exam. So I will teach the numericals of various books like Sadiku and network analysis books, that is the problem exercises of Sadiku and network analysis by different writers. So I will teach all those numericals in this channel. So today I am going to start the electromagnetics part. So today I will teach the chapter 5 of Sadiku, that is electric fields in material space. Let's begin with the question 5.1. You will find in Sadiku book. So you can also, those who have books, you can refer the book question and also you can match with this question and go through the solution. So let's see the first question. So in the first question, what is given? Current density is given. So we have to find the current through the cylindrical surface. So we know the cylindrical coordinate system, so that I am not going to teach you now, because here I will only solve the numericals that is given at the end of the chapters. So I will teach only the numericals. So you learn a bit concept of all the chapters, and even if you have doubt, you can ask me at the comment section. So let's see the solution. So here we have to find the current through the cylindrical surface, and we know the cylindrical coordinate system, that are rho, phi, z. So these are the coordinates of the cylindrical surface. We know that to find current, we have to integrate current density into differential area. That is ds is the if infinitesimal area, you can say infinitesimal area of the cylindrical surface. So ds is according to the cylindrical coordinate system, that ds will be rho d phi dz in arrow unit vector, in arrow, and the unit vector is arrow. So this solution is a few steps, because here we have to only take the integration, only calculate the integration part. So here given rho is equal to 2, and z is given from 1 to 5. Z varies from 1 to 5. So we will, and phi we know that for cylindrical surface it will be from 0 to 2 pi. So phi we will integrate from 0 to 2 pi, and z we will take 1 to 5, and the ds part will be rho d phi and dz arrow, and j is given 10 z sine square phi. And we know that a rho dot a rho is equal to 1. So a rho will be removed in the next step, so it will be 1. So see here, so rho is given 10 into 2, so it will 10 into 2, then z we will integration, so it will be z square by 5. So everyone knows the integration, how to do the integration part. So this one will be from 1 to 5, and this one for phi sine square phi we will break into 1 minus cos twice phi, and 1 by 2 will come outside, and then we will integrate from 0 to 2 pi, and this is the integration part. So z square by 2 we got 25 minus 1, and this 1 by 2 came outside, we have to take it outside, and this one will be integration of 1 phi and cos 2 phi sin 2 phi. So we will get this answer 754 ampere. So please everyone, those who are watching this video, can let me know if there is any audible problem, any visibility problem, if any problem in the video. So you can let me know in the comment section. So this is the solution of the first question. Next, let's move to the second question. So second question is, in a Van de Graaff generator, width is given 0.1 meter, speed is given 10 meter per second and the leakage part have resistance 10 to the power 14 ohm. If the belt carries 0.5 microcoulomb per meter square, find the potential difference between the dome and the base. So Van de Graaff generator, this is the Van de Graaff generator, this is the diagram of the Van de Graaff generator. So here we have to find the potential difference between the dome and the base. So this is the dome and this is the base. So we have to find the potential difference between this dome and the base. So in this question given, width is given, width of the belt is given, and speed of the belt is given, and also surface charge density, that is 0.5, the value is also given. So this is the formula to find the current. So first we have to find the current. So current formula is surface charge density into width into speed. So this we get the value 0.5 microampere. So we will apply the Ohm's law formula. Ohm's law we will apply, that is V is equal to IR. Then we will get 50 megavolt. So we got the voltage 50 megavolt. That is what is the potential difference between a dome and the base. It is a 50 megavolt. So this is the answer of the second solution, second question. Next, let's move to the third question. So in the third question, the free charge density in copper is 1.81 into 10 to the power 10 coulomb per meter cube. That means it is volume charge density. So remember one thing, when it is given in the denominator, when it is given meter cube, that means it is volume charge density. So everyone knows that. For a current density, the value is given 8 into 10 to the power 6 ampere per meter square. So this is the J value, current density is given. So current density, we know that current by area, so that's why it is meter square. So we have to find the electric field intensity and the drift velocity. So these are also this is also a formula based question. So we know that volume charge is given 1.81 into 10 to the power 10. Then current density is also given 8 into 10 to the power 6, and we will apply the formula directly. So we know that current density is conductivity. Current density is conductivity into electric field. And what, so electric field will become current density by conductivity. So we will get the answer 0.138 volt per meter. So this is the conductivity of copper. You have to remember the value, that is 5.8 into 10 to the power 7. You have to remember the value. So in question, in exam, you might not get the value of conductivity of copper. So you have to keep it in mind. So this is again the current density formula is volume charge density into velocity, into drift velocity. So we got the value of, so we know the value of J, also the volume charge density. So this way we will calculate the drift velocity, and we get the drift velocity 4.42 into 10 to the power minus 4 meter per second. So I think it's clear till here. These three solutions are clear. Even if it's not clear, again I will explain in the next video. If you have any doubts, you can put it in the comment section. Okay. Next, let's move to the question number 4. So in question number 4, a lead whose conductivity is 5 into 10 to the power 6 Siemens per meter. So a lead bar of square cross section is given, which has a hole bored along its length of 4 meter. Find the resistance between the square ends. If the hole in the lead bar is completely filled with copper whose conductivity 5.8 in 10 to the power 6, so we have to determine the resistance of the composite bar. So just let this be the lead bar. Okay, and this is a hole, that is of hole of 1 centimeter. Hole of 1 centimeter is bored in the lead bar. So we have to find the resistance between the square ends. These are the square ends. We have to find the resistance between the square ends. So what we will do, first we will find the area. So we need a formula of resistance. that is 1 by conductivity, or we can say resistivity into length by area. So area we have to find. So this is the total 3 centimeter. So I think question it should be 3 centimeter. It will write printing mistake in the book. Okay, so this is 3 centimeter. Okay, maybe I wrote it wrongly. Okay, so this is 3 centimeter. No, sorry, it's okay, 4 meter. So what will happen? So area, this is a 3 centimeter width. So this is the area of that small hole. The small, it's like a area of a circle. So this is the formula pi r square. This whole minus this will be the remaining, that is this will be the area. So what will be the area? This whole minus, that is the square. We know that what is the formula of area of square? Side square. So what will be the area? So area of square minus area of this circle. So we will get 9 minus pi by 4 centimeter square. Length is given 4 meter, or you can convert it into centimeter. So by calculating resistance of the lead, RL is the resistance of the lead. Conductivity we know, but this one, since we have to find the resistance between the square ends, so conductivity we will take the conductivity of lead, that is 5.6 in 10 to the power 6. So we will get the value 974 micro ohm. Okay, so we got the first answer. Next what we have to find? So if the hole is filled with the copper, is completely filled with copper whose conductivity is given, now we have to find the resistance. So what will be the resistance? So see this, for copper the same formula we will use, but the conductivity value will be different. So similarly we will calculate, but we will not take the area we will take only the circle part. Area of circle we will take, because this time it is filled with copper. So so we will not consider the other surface. We will only consider the surface of this circle, that is area. So we got 876.7 micro ohm. So this way we got the resistance of composite bar and also the square ends, resistance between the square ends. So this is the answer. Next, let's move to the question number 5. What is given? A thin rod of cross section area A extends along the x-axis from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to L, and the polarization of the rod is along its length and is given by this is px is equal to px, that means polarization along x, that's why it's px, and what is given? It's given ax square plus b. So we have to calculate bound rho pv, that means bound volume charge density, bound or polarization volume charge density. So what is rho pv? That is bound volume charge density, and this one will be bound surface charge density. This is subscript is p, that is polarization at each end. So we can assume this way, x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. We will consider this rod in the x-axis direction along x-axis, and we will get this one is from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to L. So these are the formula. We know that for volume surface charge, for bound surface charge density, so we have to, this is the formula we have to use, and for bound volume charge density, this is the formula we have to use. So first we will find the bound surface charge density. So as it is given, the polarization in x direction along x, so we will take this. And so what we got, if we for x is equal to 0 we will get b, and for x is equal to L we will get this. Bound surface charge density we will get this. So for if you want to calculate q, that is this surface charge, then we have to integrate this bound surface charge density, then we will get this value BA. So this part no need to calculate, but this part not necessary, not asked in the question. So only this part is necessary. So this one we got bound surface charge density. So next for volume, bound volume surface charge density. So this formula we will use. This del operator is nothing but the differentiation operator. So we will differentiate and we will get minus 2ax. Then for x is equal to 0, we will get 0. And for x is equal to L, we will get minus 2al. So for this question, it was told to calculate bound volume charge and bound surface charge density at each end. So we got the answer for x is equal to 0 b, x is equal to L al square plus b, and for bound volume charge we got for x is equal to 0 0 and x is equal to L minus 2al. So these are the 5 questions of SADICO. You can refer the textbook and see the questions and then practice these solutions. If you find any doubt in understanding the solution, you can post it in the comment section. Then I can explain it better in the next video. So this is for today.